So now, guess who's jealous of Adele? Beyonce.
Welcome to Heart of Topics. I'm Sage, and today I'll be showing my personal, quick and easy new Kaineng chest farm route. Also, over on the fashion side of things, I'll show you where you can find some of my favorite armor pieces from Tyria that many people don't know about. Heart of Topics is a series aimed at returning to the older content in the heart of Tyria. I'll be exploring reasons to return to the previous expansions, as well as putting a spotlight on some of my favorite Tyria content. Alright, let's head over to Kantha for the new Kaineng chest farm. We'll be starting over by the new Kaineng docks. This is the waypoint that you have when you first load into the map, so you should all be fine to start here with me. The chest route is going to take about 7 to 10 minutes. I have the video sped up at 1.2 speed. You'll need your jackal and probably a sky scale, although you should be able to manage with the basic mounts. So we start here in the ship right by the docks. It is a smash the boxes chest, so you can either grab the stick and hit, or you can use your mount attack skill to actually break the boxes. As you see, I already get a Jade Runestone from this one, so these chest farms are usually, I'll get around 2 to 4 per chest farm. Some weeks I'm luckier than others, but they're worth it. This next one is grab the box and put it on top of the other pile to complete the pattern. And those are the first 2 chests. Next up, we're going to use our skimmer and go all the way over to the island with the Nagas. These guys can get pretty annoying, so if you have your stealth mount skill, you might want to use it. Or quickly unmount and mount your sky scale before you aggro any of them. Sometimes there's an event happening where they just instantly hit you and that's kind of annoying, but with the latest mastery you can probably just mount up on your sky scale very easily. We're going to make our way to the top of the destroyed ruins here, and we're going to have a rock. This is pick up the rock with F, and then the chest appears. Right around the corner here, we're going to get another pick up the rock, and I get stuck in the wall, so there it is. And now we're going to head into the city with, again, our skimmers. So as you can see, the path we do on the dock, all the way to the island, and now through the city. If you're lucky, there's actually a chest that spawns under the water around here somewhere, so you can hold Alt or Control. I think it's Control. That kind of makes its name pop out. Unfortunately, as I was recording this, the chest was not there. So we go to the dock that has the adventure tag on it, and then we have pick up the box and complete the pattern to get our next chest. This is chest number 4, and we're going to be going on our way to chest number 5.
Looking for something a little more mild? Give our Kaineng.
Now this farm is my personal preference. It is not optimized 100%. So if you ever find your own route or you feel like I'm missing any of the boxes, let me know in the comments and I'll be able to update a better route in the future. So this next one up the stairs is going to be a box smashing chest. You'll see I can just use my dismount skill to destroy the boxes without having to pick up the stick. And there we go, chest is mine. And now we're going to make our way up to the top of New Kaineng, where we're going to have one of those stone pickup chests. I feel like most people know about this one. It's a pretty easy one, right by the cat. And next we're going to continue on our way back over the docks, but we're not going to go down, we're going to stay above, and then we're going to make our way around back into the inner city. So this one, the chest actually spawns underneath us. If you see, I'm going to put a marker down there. Essentially, this is the route we're going to take, but we have to activate the wind tracer. Hit the wind, circling around itself, and then you have to go through the check marks. I love using the Jackal for this because the dodge skill that lets you blink actually cancels all momentum. So you can just let yourself fall and then blink and then you're fine without taking any damage. And then back up we go. If you have a Mesmer, just use a port. It makes it so much easier to just portal, make your way down, and then portal back up. This next step, if you have the Griffin, use it. If not, you can definitely do this with the Sky Scale. But it's just so much faster using the Griffin. We have to go off to this island right off on the side. Of course, using the dive and flap your wings is useful. These guys you have to click in order as they appear, 1, 2, 3, and you get the box. So if you have Bond of Faith, use it to quickly come back with the Sky Scale. And if you have the latest Soto expansion, you can also just jump off and mount midair. That automatically uses Bond of Faith. And so you get a little bit more stamina from that. I will go over at the end the entire route on the map, so you'll be able to see just a little bit of what we did. But yes, this is supposed to take about 7 to 10 minutes, so it is a very fast paced. Once you get to know it, it's very quick. Alright, so this is it for this side of the map. We're going to be making our way over to central Kaineng, near the waypoint that's in the middle of the map. So we're going to be, it's hard to see on the map, but there's going to be a staircase and we're going to go to the very north end of the map. So there's a staircase there. That's where we're going to go. I'm going to use my Griffin to kind of make my way through the streets. If you hit a wall, then you cancel all your momentum and it kind of sucks. But if you're able to get through this in one go, it saves you a lot of time. You can also just use the waypoint and then make your way there, either with your Jackal. So you're going to find here a little wisp of air, as I said, by the stairs. Hit the wisp, follow them, and next chest is at the end. Now we're going to head to the last portion of this little chest farm. Again, the Griffin is really useful here. It's a little bit higher up. If you're using the Sky Scale, you're not going to have enough altitude, especially since one of the structures we have to stand upon doesn't let you use your walkling. So I like to use the Griffin, get up here, and then I'm going to use the Sky Scale to get on top of those tubes. The Sky Scale cannot hang on to those and get its stamina back, so you have to be on top. If you try to be on the side, you won't be able to walkling to it. This is another one in order, 1, 2, 3, and you get your chest. And finally, the last chest is right under us. It's a box smasher, so if you're good at aiming with your Griffin, you can just smash them, and there you go. And that's it. That's about a dozen boxes for less than 10 minutes. As I said, you get about 2 to 4 Jade Runestones out of it per day. So this is a daily farm. I like to do it every once in a while, and I think it's a really good reason to go back to New Kaineng. You also get to explore parts of the city that usually you wouldn't really get to see. So here I'm really tracing back our path. As you can see with some of the markers left behind, we've really made about half of the first part of the city, the western part, and then most of the meta happens on the eastern part. So I find that this is a fun way to just kind of roam these streets and have a reason to go back to New Kaineng. So you don't see it, but that's the canal we went through, and then we're going back up to the Naga Bay, and then we started off at the docks. And yeah, that's it. That is the New Kaineng chest farm. Next up, fashion. This fashion piece, we're going to find it at the Poston Ward. It is found in Lion's Arch, right off on the right side of the map. This is the guild office. You are going to need guild commendations to be able to buy these recipes. And then to make the recipe, you also have to buy the insignia. So these are going to cost you some resources that require a guild. Hopefully you have one and that they are active. If you do not have an active guild, it's very easy to find one of the more popular guilds. You can join multiple, just join them, have when they do guild missions, tag along, and it shouldn't take too long. But the pieces, in my opinion, are worth it. Not all the pieces are excellent, but there's a few that really stand out more than anything. And I find that that gives you an incentive to actually do guild content, which going towards an MMO where people play together and we have these big guilds, that we rarely have a reason to even do the guild missions. The rewards aren't that great, so this is kind of an incentive, especially if you share it with your guild mates and they're also into the whole fashion wars, showing them off and telling them that these exist and that you need a couple of these commendations. That could be very useful. So first off, we have the weapons. The weapons are pretty cool. They give Final Fantasy vibes, like Buster Sword before they gave the Buster Sword in the gem store. I really enjoy these. It's maybe not for everyone, but I find not many people know that these guild weapons exist. So they cost around, what, 4 to 7 commendations, the cheaper ones being for one-handed, and then the two-handed weapons being more expensive. So looking at the other NPCs, you'll find over here we have the guild armorer, and they're the people who are selling what I'm really interested in. They also cost some of the Dragon's End meta currency that you get from opening those pods, and 10 commendations each, along with the insignia that's going to cost a bit as well. So altogether, it's looking for about 13 commendations for the insignia and the recipe itself. So now that you know where to buy them, what are you actually using your hard-earned time and money for? Let's have a look at what these armor pieces look like. First, the light armor. We're going to have the ornate guild light set. Whoops, I am in all weights right now. My bad. Sorry. Let's go over to the guild set. There we go. So I like the pants from this set very much. The rest of it I think is okay. The shoulders are a little bit busy. The chest piece can be good. Of course, my dye job right now is very monochrome, but I find that the legs themselves are one of my favorite pieces. They're not overly done as a skirt. They're just very short, and they give battle mage skirt armor in a way that I find all the light armor doesn't do. They also fit with a lot of armor pieces without clipping, which tends to be very rare with some of the nicer pieces. Also, the boots aren't all that bad. The gloves are good. I find the chest piece clunky, and the shoulders are not my favorite, but I find the pants are maybe the best armor skin in the core Tyria skins. The guild commendations are a hassle to get, but I think this is one of the better pieces to invest in. As you can see, it kind of fits with many of the different chest pieces we have already. Very little to no clipping. It's a very good piece. The medium armor is going to follow the same trend where your coat is going to be just draping over your leggings. But I find overall it's not egregious. It's just a long coat. Again, your guild insignia is going to change its look a lot because you have it printed on there. The leggings here again are very good. The boots can be busy. The gloves and the shoulders are very large, but if that's a look you're going for, they do look very good. There's also the other coat you can see here, the other guild coat. So all guild coats are going to have your insignia on them. You can always make your own guild and your own insignia if that's something that bothers you, and then that can be printed on there. You don't have to rep your own guild, and when you change which guild you rep, it'll change the insignia printed on the skin. And finally, let's have a look at the heavy pieces. These I find, they're alright. Again, the legs are pretty good. They have the little butt cape, but I think they do the butt cape really well. It looks fancy and nice. The boots are a bit messy in my taste. The gloves I like. The helmet, never a fan of the helmet. And then the shoulders I find clunky. But overall, I really do like the leggings here as well. So I find they mix well, but you kind of want to wear heavy armor with this. You're not going to want to pair it with some of the lighter or tighter gem store skins. But wearing anything else that's very big and armorish, I think fits very well with this piece. The gloves, as you can see, are also quite nice. I think they are my favorite of the heavy set. And they're actually the next thing I'm working towards right now are those gloves. So overall, I highly recommend the light armor leggings for the guild ornate set, as well as the heavy gloves. If that's something you're into. These are all available just by the guild registrar office, by the postern ward. So you go over there in Lion's Arch. As long as you're part of a guild, you'll have access. You'll be able to buy those. Again, you do need to do guild missions to get them. But again, it's a very good investment of your time. If you have nothing else to do, if you feel bored and burned out by the game, then why not dive back in, get some friends together, get your guild going, do some of that core Tyria mission, and get those commendations in. Thank you so much for joining me on Heart of Topics this week. I hope that what I covered inspires you to go back and explore some of the old content again. And if you have any content that you love from Tyria or any hidden gems that you know from the previous expansions, let me know in the comment section below so that I can include it in the next video.